Hi,
Hello.
Greg.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. So I did hear I think you were in a class recently. Have you just joined?
Yes, I joined last week.
Excellent. And are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay. Oh, tell me. You're free to tell me and talk to me about anything. Has it been, obviously I can tell your English is very good.
Uh,
Um,
and my English is okay.
okay. And where are you living? Are you in Taiwan?
Yeah, I live in Taipei.
Okay. And what do you do? What is your work?
I work in a textile industry.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Very
Yes.
interesting. What do you do? Are you a designer or?
No, I'm the fabric merchandiser.
Oh, okay.
So we work with the brand such as Champion, C9 for Target store, and
Okay.
Spider for the outdoor ski wear.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. I mean, I have another background besides obviously talking to you today. I am a photographer.
Oh, that's
And,
nice.
and
I
I've worked in the fashion industry and with the fashion industry for a very long time.
oh
And also not just a photographer, but also a stylist. So I choose the clothes and I have worked on many big fashion shows in London
wow, that
and,
is interesting.
and
Well, I
directed a
know how
few.
glamour it is.
Well, it is glamorous, but as you know, working in the industry, it's a lot of hard work to
I
make
know,
everything.
I understand because um my dad he has his own factory for the women's shirting and the also the fashion
Oh,
garment garment factory. So
yes,
I knew this business since I was a little.
a little child. Oh, wow, that's interesting. If I mean, if you want to see my photographic work, I have a different name, but I can tell you, you can look it up. I have my own website, and it's Greg Stone. So it's Greg with two G's, and then Stone, Stone, and it's
Okay,
gregstone.com. So
okay.
I can suggest maybe one time we can have a conversation about photography and
Sure,
images.
because I want to learn photography. But I,
Oh, okay. That's, yeah, well, we can. I mean, nowadays everyone is a photographer. You know, if you
because
have a
mobile,
phone,
yes.
you could say everyone is now a photographer. But when I started to take photographs after I did my degree, um, obviously I was working with film. I had a film camera.
I
So
know.
it
Film
was
that
film, yeah.
that's a very, I mean, film has very warm feeling on the
Yeah,
picture.
it has a different quality. And
Yeah,
also,
I'm learning to use this Nikon.
excellent,
This is
excellent, good camera.
very
Is it the
this is the
D7? I
old
can't see
one.
it.
This is 10
D70.
years old one. No, no, no. This is old one. The
Oh,
10 years.
okay.
Yeah. It's
Is it
my friend just lent me, so I try to
excellent?
learn.
And it has a good lens. It has a 50, is that a zoom lens on the front?
Yeah, it's a 50 millimeter.
Oh, great, a standard lens. We call
Yes.
that a standard lens
Yes,
in a
standard lens.
standard
So
lens.
he said I can learn from this one first because
Excellent. Excellent. What I would say is to learn, just a quick tip, is to use it on manual. Don't use the automatic settings.
I know. Yeah, he
Yeah,
told me
yeah,
that.
yeah. Just a quick thing, because then then you are making the decisions. The camera is not making the decisions. You know,
Yeah,
you are choosing.
I still learning the lighting with the distance because
Of
it's
course,
very hard to judge it.
it is very, very hard. You're right. It is a complicated thing, and also most camera settings will give you a good average light reading,
Yeah,
but to create a photograph that you take, you must choose the settings yourself, like whether you want a long focus or short focus,
Yes.
or blur, or you know, movement, or this, and the only way you can do that is to choose the settings yourself and experiment with them.
Yeah, I think right now what I can do is try to get the correct lighting, because the lighting is the most important thing right now to me.
Well, it is, but it's interesting because I am very much the same in my professional work, but I know other very good photographers who think that the mood is important. You know, the mood. You know
Yeah,
the word mood.
the mood of the model, how
Well, not
he
just the
or
mood of the
she
model. I could put it in. I'll share the screen. Actually, I'll put it in the Google. Because it's a good idea. Hang on, let me just get the screen up. Google Translate. Yeah, the mood of the photograph, I think. Sorry, I always spell badly when I type quickly. Yeah, the mood of the photograph. It's not just the lighting, it's the whole thing. The whole thing. It's the lighting, the composition. So not just the model, but the background, you know, the composition, I think is the word. I'm spelling terribly badly. Composition. Yeah, composition. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, that's Sydney. Is that the Harbour Bridge in?
This is in this is in Taipei City.
Oh, wow.
I took it from my running, because I run every week.
Oh, great. And what time of day was that?
Like 8 at night.
Yes, it looks good. It's a great picture. Now that for me has good composition. Oops. Has good composition. It has, I would say, definitely good lighting. And yeah. And also, what filters did you use? Did you use a filter?
The filter, what does the filter mean?
A filter, okay. Filter, like a UV filter.
UV. Oh, yeah. I use the filter to make it bright.
Yeah, you can see. I can tell. I can see you used a slight, but it looks great. It looks really good. The filter looks really good. And show me again. Let me have another look.
Sure.
Hold
on.
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting. And the clouds look very, yeah, I would say the word is clouds look, I think malevolent, or I was going to say atmospheric.
Oh, atmosphere. Yeah.
Atmospheric is the word. So you could say the clouds are giving it an atmosphere, because if you took the clouds away, it would not look the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it will look boring, because the picture.
Boring. Yes, yeah. But also, I think the clouds make it look. I don't know if you know this word. Menacing. Do you know the word?
Oh, menacing? Yeah, menacing. Yes.
Yeah, they've sort of got a sort of dark, moody, feeling.
Yeah.
Like in a I would say almost like in a thriller. Like in a thriller movie.
A little bit.
Yes. Or I don't know if you know the expression. It's a French expression, but it's do you know that expression, film noir?
Yeah. Film noir. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks a bit like a classic Hollywood film noir. You expect some, you know, there's a great other word, melodrama. Oops.
Melodrama.
Melodrama.
This one is without the flirting.
Yes. Oh, that looks good as well. That's very good. Yeah, love the colors. It's also quite, it's interesting because it's quite monochrome. You know this word.
Oh,
monochrome.
yes.
Monochrome. It's quite sort of black and white with just little touches of color.
Yes. The touches of color is the building 101.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the next one is the
My phone does that as well. It always changes. It gets stuck in one place, and then it won't move around.
I know. Yeah, the building of the 101 is the green light.
Oh, okay. Wow, looks very beautiful.
And the next one is the finance building. It's
okay.
Yeah.
And the clouds, for me, what really makes it a powerful picture are the clouds. I think if you take away the clouds, you have a good landscape or a cityscape. You know that expression.
Yeah, because I get that the weather in that day is very strange. The cloud.
Oh, okay. Very strange. Okay, it's quite dramatic, I would say.
Yes, dramatic. Yes, quite dramatic.
Quite dramatic skies.
Yes.
You know, and there's the clouds, I would say, are the cloud type, I would say, I think they're cumulus. Cumulus clouds. They're I think it's a strange word, and I think I might have spelt it wrong. Let me just see if it lets me. I'll go down the bottom. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does say cumulus. It's a strange word. It's a Latin word.
Yeah, cumulus.
It means big clouds that are sort of round, you know, like in groups.
Yes.
Like cotton wool.
Cotton wool?
Cotton wool. Yes, that's what we call those clouds in English. If my mother saw them, she would say, oh, they're like cotton wool, because it's like cotton wool in the sky. Whereas the thin long clouds, I think, are called stratus. Oops, I've missed out T. Stratus clouds. And
okay. Stratus.
Let me just check. I don't think about clouds that often. Yes. Clouds forming in a horizontal line, like they're long, thin clouds. And there's another type of cloud called cumulonimbus. Nimbus. Cumulus nimbus or cumulonimbus. These words are actually Latin. I think it's cumulo, actually. Cumulo. Oh, see if it lets me put that in. It's funny, sometimes I could just put nimbus in, actually. I'll leave that. And I'll put it down the next line. See, nimbus. Nimbus is another type of cloud. Yeah, nimbus. Yeah, that's really what they are. Yeah, nimbus.
Nimbus.
If you look, it's a cloud which has a luminous. Do you know this word? It's a great word. Luminous.
A luminous cloud. Oh, okay.
Luminous.
发光的.
Yeah, it's a cloud that sort of glows from inside. And it sort of glow. Yeah, a nimbus cloud glows. It glows from inside, like it has a light inside.
Yes,
like you switched on the light.
I can get it. I can get the image.
And from your picture, I would say it's like a nimbus cloud, really. But yeah, it's a great picture. Well done. Congratulations. I think it's good.
I took it accidentally.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. No, I think a happy accident is good as much as yeah, we can say, you could say a happy accident is as good as an artistic choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because someone might take hours thinking, oh, I must make this perfect, but you just went click, and the picture is as good both ways. Yeah, both ways. I mean, I went to an art school. I did a degree, and I studied film, but photography and film. And oh, hello, who's this? Chloe. Hello, Chloe. Welcome. Hopefully, she's putting her screen on. Hello, Chloe. Are you there? Hello. Hello, Chloe. How are you?
Hello, Grace.
That's lovely. Yeah, so we've got Grace has come today for the first time to my class, so that's lovely. How are you, Chloe, today?
I think it's well.
Oh, good, excellent, excellent. And you've had both of you have had a long day.
Kind of.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock, so it's a long
Yeah,
day.
exactly. So yeah, that's a long day to start a lesson. But we're talking. Well, funny enough, Grace was showing me her photography because I think I told you, Chloe, I'm a photographer in my other life. So we were talking about that, and I was thinking one time I could, because I can suggest subjects. I could do a talk on photography if you would like, and we could talk about how you take photographs yourselves, and I could say a little bit about my work if you would like, and I could show you some examples of my fashion photography, and it's just an idea, but I will suggest it to the people who create the lesson plan, and then maybe in a few weeks we can talk about photography. I think it might be interesting to learn new words. But I think we'll get started on the topic because I've been talking with Grace, and I were talking about many other things, which is great. I think in a way, the subjects are the starting point for a conversation. What do you think, Grace? Do you think that's true? It's the subject is a starting point.
The subject is the starting.
The subject today, each subject is a starting point for a conversation.
Oh, it is, because if you have a subject, then you know what you are going to talk about.
It's true, but then it can develop. It can develop, which is, and I think the most natural conversations are conversations that develop. I think it's the way forward. Chloe and I have talked about many things, I think, haven't we, Chloe? We started on a subject and then we developed. But today we're going to talk about tulips. And do you have many tulips in Taiwan? Do you have lots of tulips?
Tulips?
Tulips,
you mean
is the flower. Yeah.
Tulips? Not very much, but yes, we do have.
Oh, okay. We have them in England, and if I could show you my balcony, I would show you my tulips, because now it's tulip time.
Yeah, spring.
Yes,
spring. I remember in April in Holland, in Netherlands, they got a lot.
That's the big thing. That's what we're going to show. And so what I thought I'd do is I'll show you the video, and then also I can tell you a little bit I know, but also I have some poems about tulips I found. And so I thought we could maybe read a poem together about tulips. It's a good way to practice spoken English. And so as well, and also some famous paintings about tulips, because there are some great paintings about tulips. But I know in the one time before, Chloe and I did a poem, didn't we, Chloe? And it was good because they're short poems and we can sort of read them together and analyze the words. You know, I can translate because they're quite artistic poems. I just found them this morning when I was researching. So I'll get the tulip, the video up, and here we go. And can you all see the video? Can you both see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Oh, great. I'll just check. I'll just check. I'll just check on the speed. Oh no, I think it's not too bad. Some days the speed is really strange, and then some days, because they're obviously videos from YouTube, I sometimes find the voices quite. I would say the word is bizarre. Do you know the word? It's a great
I
word.
think because I think it will also affected by the speed of Wi-Fi.
Yes, but it's not, funny enough, it's not just that. I'll just put this word in, bizarre. It's one of my favorite words.
Bizarre. Yes.
Do you know that word, Chloe? Bizarre.
Strange.
Yeah, it's like, as we were talking, when Chloe and I, last week we were talking, the voice of on the video sounded like a robot. It did not sound like a human.
Okay.
Yeah,
it got a different tone, right?
It wasn't English. It was English words, but I can tell you that voice to me, when I heard it, at first I thought it was something wrong with my computer. And then I listened again, and I will do a quick imitation. It was like, hello, my name is, it was like that. It was coming out of the video.
I understand that happens sometimes if the internet is too low.
Yes, but it wasn't the speed. No, it was the way they recorded it.
Oh,
yeah, it wasn't the video was perfect. It was just the sound was bad. And I think they'd recorded, I think they'd actually used some phonetic way of recording the thing. But let's go and have a look at the video, and we'll see. Hopefully it will play. Oh, it's not letting me. Let me just come out, stop sharing for a minute, because it seems to have a moment. I'll stop sharing, I'll share again. And let me get the screen up again. Just froze momentarily, but hopefully. Oh yeah, here we go. So hopefully you can all see the video. And what I'll do is I'll stop at some places I think are interesting. We can talk about them, the ideas, because there's an interesting thing.
Every spring, both visitors and residents flock to the Dutch countryside to witness the bloom of tulips. From more than 10,000 visitors on National Tulip Day in Amsterdam to hundreds of fields lining the country roads.
It is a bit fast, I think. The voice is a bit fast. I'll just slow it down a touch. So did you know they have a National Tulip Day?
Yes.
Yeah, so what? Yeah, in Holland. What's interesting is that they export many of the tulips all over the world, especially to England. But the tulips that they grow in the fields, they don't export those because they don't have a long shelf life. Do you know this expression?
Only like 7 days.
Yeah, so by the time they would pick those, they would be dead. So, you know, you'd be buying dead flowers, which is never a good, unless you want to upset someone. That's we have a thing in England that you can send someone horrible flowers if you don't like them.
That's
not a good thing, it's a bad
really
thing.
mean.
It is a mean thing. You know, it's like an old, I think it's a very old idea, but yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, on with the video.
Tulips are a staple in the country and the national flower, but the tulip has a very particular history with the Netherlands. Said to have originated in Turkey and Persia, tulips were imported into Holland in the 16th century. They became popular throughout festivals and in paintings. Legend says that it became so popular in the 17th century, it created an economic bubble known as tulipmania.
Now, this is really unusual. It's actually called tulip fever. It's actually called tulip fever,
Fever.
which is, yeah, it was known as yeah, tulip mania, but I think it's more known as tulip fever. Tulip fever.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds crazy because that's like an illness through tulips, but it was considered a madness because can you guess why? Can you guess why it happened?
Well, because they try to grow the different spatial color, like black color, so
Yeah.
it costs they can get the fortune from that
Yeah.
spatial tulip.
Yes, and so people started to invest a lot of money in
Yes.
growing varieties, and the varieties that they were trying to grow. I mean, black tulips, yes, but there was another artistic tulip, which is like a parrot tulip,
Uh-huh.
which was created by accident in the bulb with
Mhm.
some bacteria, and
Oh,
so they tried. It made a deformation of the flowers,
mhm.
and it made the end of the petals sort of go like wavy edged.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and they found it very hard to recreate it. But a lot of people were like, you know, investing money, which sounds crazy. And then they became very expensive. And the rumor was that, you know, one special tulip was worth more than a house, which
Yeah,
is
I heard that.
incredible. I have never seen any papers about this, so I cannot say it's true, but it's possible. But there was definitely a bubble, you know, like an economic bubble.
Yes.
You know, Chloe, you know what that means, and I can. Oh, I've spelled. There's no O. Sorry, economic bubble. Do you know what that means, Chloe? Where it sort of grows and grows and grows and grows.
And then broken.
Bursts.
Very soon.
Yeah, and then it bursts.
Right.
Bursts, and then it's nothing. It's gone. So it's a great expression, an economic bubble. I mean, interestingly, in our, can you think of any modern day economic bubbles? Chloe, can you think of one, an economic bubble? What was a product or an idea or something?
I think like mask.
Well, yes, in a way, you could say masks are an epic, because in the future,
Maybe in the future
we won't need
we
them.
don't need.
Yes, and so everyone's buying them. That's true. That's good. Grace, have you got any ideas for what's an economic bubble in today's world?
The star market.
The which market? The star market.
Yeah, the stock market.
A stock market. Okay. Well, yes, but I think many people invest in it and make money. But one thing that was, I could definitely say in the recent past, was the .com. Oops, the .com boom in the early, you know, when companies started to create their own websites, there was a lot of money invested in the internet in companies.
Yes, there is.
That didn't exist. That had no background. They didn't have products. It was just about an idea. And then people invested money and then they never produced any products.
Yeah.
And the companies fell apart. So the .com boom and then bust. We call it boom and bust, really. That's another good expression, boom and bust.
So they say Bitcoin now is
well, yes. What do you think, Chloe? What do you think about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, do you know about Bitcoin? It's like a virtual currency. Bitcoin, it's like a virtual currency.
Virtual currency, yes.
Oh, I spelled, sorry, I typed badly. Virtual currency. It's like not money that you can hold. It's like, you know, it's sort of like an online virtual currency, and it's worth enormous amounts of money. It's really strange. I mean, I don't totally understand it, to be honest.
I
Myself.
don't either.
No, I mean, I saw a program on it on television, and I watched it for an hour, and afterwards I still, except that one, oh, hello, Gary. Is that Gary? I see. Hello. Oh, he'll probably come on in a minute. Welcome, Gary. Well, we're just talking, Gary, about Bitcoin and virtual currency in relation to economic bubbles. Oh, he's just connecting his audio. I'll just wait for a moment. But yeah, it's an interesting idea. I think it's quite frightening for people.
Because
You could make a big mistake. Oh, Weston. Oh, we've got 4 of you today. Hello. Hello, Weston.
Hello.
Hello, Weston. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you. Welcome. And hello, Gary.
Hello,
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming to the class. It's very lovely to see you. And Weston, you have had a haircut, I think.
Yeah, because there was a hair check few weeks ago, so I cut my hair.
It looks cool. Very, very cool.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, very good style, I think. I wear a hat because I have cut my own hair in lockdown with a trimmer, and yeah, it doesn't look great. I think Weston's haircut looks better than my haircut. So I won't show you yet. But we're talking about tulips today, and tulips in Holland. So I'll go back to the video, and we can watch a bit more of the video if that's okay with everyone. But I will stop the video. We're talking about this, the idea of this tulip fever. Have you ever heard of this expression? I don't know if we'll, tulip fever. It's a good expression. It was basically an economic bubble. So Weston, do you know what an economic bubble is?
Something, a trend that go increase and then decrease rapidly.
Yes, exactly. It bursts. It's like, you could say, yeah, it's a bubble, like a soap bubble. It sort of grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and everyone's like, wow, that's so big. And then it bursts like a soap bubble, and nothing is there, nothing is left. And if you invest your money, you could lose all your money instantly. You know, you could go from hero. It's a great expression. I don't know if you know this. It's quite funny expression. You know this expression, hero to zero. It's just it's like a play on words, hero to zero. Because you could be like, wow, I've got millions of pounds. And then like tomorrow, it's like, wow, I've got £0. You could say that. It's quite good, yeah. Like especially you could use the expression if someone boasts. Do you all know this word? Boast. Do you know the word boast? It's a great word.
Boast.
Boast, yeah, boast. Do you know that word?
Boast.
Boast.
Like make a balloon.
What? Sorry, Claire, I didn't hear you.
Like make a big balloon, and then
No.
will be bump.
Yes, you could say, or a boast is an idea. It's to talk with excessive pride. So I could say, I have made the best cake in the world, and then it looks amazing, but then I give a piece of cake to someone to eat and they taste it and they go, wow, this is horrible. And, you know, and so I was boasting about making the cake. It doesn't mean it's true. A boast is a great word. You could say someone is, you know, often I think politicians boast on television. You know, often you could say in England, we have just my opinion, obviously, but we have a prime minister who thinks he's amazing. And he always tells everyone he's amazing. I don't think he's amazing.
I
So
think he's with the confidence, right?
he's very confident. Yes, he's over. Well, you could say the word is overconfident.
Overconfidence.
Yeah, overconfident, which is a great, you know, it's like before, or you could say, and then when we say that, we say they are heading for a fall. Heading for a fall, which is they're about to fall over, because the idea is they're looking up so much that they don't see the thing in front of them, and then they fall. So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. So we'll go back to the video. It's a good video. It's on tulips. So hopefully you can all see it. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, great. Yeah, all of you? Great. Okay, I'll play a bit more. So we know that the tulip mania created a bubble, an economic bubble.
Where a single tulip bulb costs more than a house, the buying and selling of tulip bulbs became so expensive that the market eventually crashed. Though historians differ on the extremity and accuracy of the legend, tulips still remain an important chapter in the Netherlands' history. Here are just a few places in the Netherlands that you can find these colorful flowers. Every year, Amsterdam hosts National Tulip Day in Dam Square, where more than 10,000 people come to celebrate the beginning of tulip season. Around 200,000 tulips cover the square and are available for picking. National Tulip Day is held on the third Saturday of January each year. Keukenhof, one of the largest flower gardens in the world, is home to more than 7 million flower bulbs and is most known for the Dutch tulip. There are around 800 varieties of tulips within the garden. It is only open during the spring for prime flower viewing. Outside of the garden, visitors can explore the rows of tulip fields and leaves by renting a bike. Hundreds more tulip fields sit on the countryside in an area known as the Bulb region. It consists of the flower strip, which stretches for miles between the towns of Haarlem and Leiden. Staple in the country.
One thing I will say, it's interesting. The lady is American who is speaking, and she pronounces the word tulip.
Tulip.
And I wouldn't say it's pronounced like that. I would say it's tulip. There's a different sound. There's a different sound between, she's saying tulip. I think she comes from southern states in America, like maybe Texas or one of the states down there, where the voice is a bit more like sound. And so she's saying tulip all the time, and it was beginning to annoy me because I say tulip, chew. It's so you push your lips together and say tulip rather than tulip, which he's sort of saying like tulips. And I would say it's tulips. So it's a different pronunciation. Interestingly, oh, well, I'll go on with the video. It doesn't seem to rewound itself.
And the national flower.
Oh, let's wind forward. I was going to show you, interestingly, I have these yellow and red tulips in my garden.
One of the largest flower gardens in the world, is home to more than 7 million.
And this, it's interesting actually, because Grace, you were talking about black tulips, weren't you? You were mentioning, and these are the black tulips.
Yeah, it looks weird.
It looks weird. And I tell you the name of the tulip, it's got a great name, and you can get the bulbs very cheaply now. And the variety is known as
Queen of the
Queen of the Night.
Queen of the Night. That's
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they're not black, obviously. They're very, very dark purple. Purple, yeah, it's like a purple. And it's so dark color that it almost looks black. But it's not black, but it almost looks black. The other variety, which they haven't really shown, which are great, are called parrot tulips. They are the tulips that have ends which flare out, so they go like that in a different shape. And I'm going to, I think I'll just stop the video because I'm just going to show you some pictures of some tulips. And let me just move that down. Can you see the screen? Can you see all the varieties? Now these are, this one here, which I'm circling around, that is a sort of parrot tulip. And they flare out and they have stripes, and they're very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And you can get bulbs. But I will tell you a funny story. These bulbs are quite expensive to buy, and last year I bought 5 bulbs, I think for like £10. So, you know, it's expensive, but they come up. But there is a problem in London with animals, and do you know this animal? I'll put it in a thing. I know you have them in, oops, I spelled that wrong. Oh no, it should have 2 R's. Should it have 2 R's or not? No, I think it has 2 R's and 1 L. And my spelling's terrible. No, it has 1 R, 2 R's. Do you know what this animal is? Do you have squirrels?
Yeah.
Western? Yeah. Do you have?
A big tail.
Yes, we get them, and we have 2 varieties. We have grey squirrels, which were an import from North America, and we have a native red squirrel that's very beautiful that the grey squirrels have almost killed. Well, in London, where I live, there are many, many grey squirrels. Grey squirrels love to dig, and I discovered they like tulip bulbs because I planted my bulbs in my pots, and then 2 days later, I got up in the morning, every bulb had been dug up by the squirrels, and they did not eat them properly. All they did was, well, it just went, so they bit a big piece of the bulb and then threw it on the ground and killed the bulb. And
that's wastage.
Yeah, and so I tried to protect the bulbs with wire, and so that's what I have to do when I grow my flowers. But even this year, 1 tulip, when it flowered, luckily, I got up one morning and the squirrel had eaten the whole bulb and just left the flower. So it just literally just ate the whole thing, and except for the flower was there, the leaves were there. There was no bulbs, obviously, but that's how it was. I'll go back to the tulips again. They're very beautiful. Tell me your favorites. Can you tell me your favorite color, everyone, if you can? Weston, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Which color?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oops. Sorry, I just lost you there. Sorry, my thing's just playing up. Oh, sorry, I just got another. Is it just reloading? Sorry. No, I think I can just get rid of that. Yeah, it's better. Anyone else? What is Grace? What is your favorite color?
Green.
Green. Did you say green?
Yes, green.
Oh, okay. Okay, green. It's interesting because you don't get many green flowers. You get green flowers are quite rare, I think.
Oh, you mean the flower?
Yes, the flower, your favorite tulip color, favorite tulip color.
Tulip colors. I think purple is a nice one.
Purple, yes. I think you must get some Queen of the Night for your balcony. And Chloe.
I love red one.
The red ones, yeah. There's some great. I have some great red ones growing. There. Yes. Okay. Well, listen. I was going to do the poem.
Is the tulip difficult to plant?
No, very easy because they are a bulb. It's very interesting. They're not a seed. They are a bulb. A bulb, and so they're quite big. And then you just put them in, and with bulbs, all the food for the plant is in the bulb. So. Yeah, all the food for the plant is in the bulb. And the word we use really is, I don't know if you know this word, nutrients. Nutrients.
Oh, nutrients.
Yeah, nutrients. It's a great word.
Nutrient.
It means all the food and the minerals are stored within the bulb. So then they will grow by themselves as long as they have water.
Oh.
What's important though is once the flower has finished, the leaves must you must leave the leaves. You mustn't cut the leaves because they get energy from the sun. And I think I'm trying to remember the actual. I think it's not photosynthesis. Yes, sorry, N. Photosynthesis, is that a word? I've spelt right. Let's just have a look. Oh, it's not going to let me scroll down. No, it doesn't like that word. Oh, yes, it is. Photosynthesis. Yes, I've spelt it right, have I? Yes, I have. Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
It's a great word, that. I mean, I have to tell you, not many English people would know this word either. Photosynthesis. It's basically how a plant makes energy. The sun creates, a chemical process in the leaves, and it synthesizes food from carbon dioxide. And then, so what happens is the leaves make the food from the sun, and that goes back into the bulb for the next year. And then the bulbs can regrow again. They keep coming up. As long as the squirrels don't eat them, obviously. They won't come back if the squirrels eat them. But what I was going to do is, I've got some poems. So I did find the poem. I just wondered if anyone, they're only little short poems, but if anyone wanted to have a go at reading a bit of a poem. There's one that's very short. Chloe or Grace or Weston, would you like to read? Would you like to, or maybe read one line each? That would be really good.
Okay.
So Grace, do you want to start off with the first line?
Okay, I wonder about tulips, how they somehow find a way to grace us with their beauty before they slowly fade away.
Yes, that's great. That's very good. Very good. So obviously the poet is saying, how do tulips do that? How do they become so beautiful for us? You know, and also they're quite quick flowers. You know, they come up, they flower, and then they fall.
Mhm.
You know, so they're quite, there's a great word, ephemeral. It means short. Ephemeral. I'll put it into Google. It's I don't know if I can spell it. It's a funny word to spell. Ephemeral.
Ephemeral. How many
Yeah.
days they can like
Well, it depends on the weather, and also it depends on whether a bee pollinates the flower inside. Because if an insect comes along, the petals fall. But yeah, but I'd say usually a week. I mean, I'm lucky. I've had my red tulips for a week now.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm lucky, but sometimes not. But so Chloe, do you want to read the next 2 lines?
If only people were more like tulips and could somehow find a way to grace this world with with beauty before they slowly fade away.
Excellent. Yeah, and so the idea, I don't know if you can see, the idea is the poet is saying, he's comparing people to tulips. He's saying, he's repeated the lines in a way and said, oh, so tulips only here for a short time. And then he says, in a way, people are only here for a short time. And if only only more people would grace the world with beauty, and before they faded away, if only people knew how beautiful they were. You know, like we know tulips are beautiful, but many people do not know how beautiful their spirit is. And before they fade away, you know, before we get old. So it's quite a cool thing. Weston, would you like to read the next line, or let's have a look at, I'll scroll. Yeah, let's just read a couple of lines on the next one if you can.
To the second.
Yes, this one.
I tiptoed through the tulips on a sunny day in May. My feet touched nature at its best, and all I had were memories. No camera to record events, and so I stood a while and wallowed in the feeling, storing my thoughts deep within, and when I rebutted, I recalled them, and strode on with my May-day walk, happy in the thought that I would not forget for now.
Great. That's really good reading. Well done. That's very good. Because there's some very strange words in there. I think I have to give you a round of applause because there's a word. Now, this is a really strange word. Wallowed. It's a really strange word.
Swallowed.
Swallowed.
It's a word about feelings, but it's also an action. It's a strange word, and I'll get it up again. Wallowed.
Swallowed.
It's a sort of to immerse yourself in feelings, to really go into your thoughts and feelings, and so the person is saying, because they did not have a camera to record the tulips, that they stood still and just really thought about, let the feelings of the tulips go into their head and their mind and their body, and wallowed is a great word for that, a great descriptive word, I think. Also, there's a great word here, tiptoed. Does anyone know what this means? Tiptoed.
Tiptoe.
It's quite a strange word.
Tiptoe.
Well, it's sort of two words pushed together to form one word.
Tip and toe.
Yes, and so your toe is on your foot, like your toe.
So your feet, the front of
The
your
end
feet.
of your toe. Yeah. So what it means is, to walk on the ends of your
Walk
toes.
very carefully and
Carefully.
So,
slowly.
Yeah. It's
like
literally,
wearing high heel shoes.
yes, exactly. But to walk on the very end of your toes, like, because so you don't want to make an impression. It's a great word, tiptoed. So it's like the end of your toes. So you're just delicately walking. And the reason he's doing that is because tulips are delicate. So if he stamped through the tulips, all the tulips would break. You know, but he just walked slowly on the tip of his toes to get through the tulips. And it's a great expression, tiptoe. I'll put that into Google Translate for you. I'll put both in, actually, sorry. Oops, wallowed and tiptoed. Tiptoed.
Tiptoed.
Oh, I spelled that right, is it? I've just spelt it wrong. Let me just check. No, it's funny. It doesn't want to give us a translation into traditional Chinese for that, strangely. But yeah, tiptoed. It's a great expression, tiptoed. And actually, funny enough, there is the first line of this song. There is actually a funny song called "Tiptoed Through the Tulips." It was a record. It was a record when I was a child, which is thousands of years ago. But it's quite a funny English song called "Tiptoe Through the Tulips." And I can't remember who it's by, but I'll just put that in. But it's an expression. It's almost more of an, an expression, tiptoe through the tulips. And in fact, tiptoe through the tulips. Tiptoe through the tulips. If I can just find it for you, I will find the song because it's quite funny before I go. See if I can get Google up. Yes, it's a song by a man called Tiny Tim, who was quite a strange looking man. And he sings, I have to tell you, he sings with a very, very strange voice. I mean, his voice is very, very high. I mean, so high, it sounds insane. It sounds crazy, but I'll play you just a little bit if I can. It's quite funny. It was a funny song. I remember it when I was a child. We might get an ad before we get the song. I'm not sure.
Whatever he did to this song.
Oh, tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh, tiptoe from the garden, by the garden, on the willow tree. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.
I think that's quite strange, isn't it? It's quite funny.
He seems to want to sing like a girl or woman.
Well, yeah, I think he sings like an alien.
But
yeah,
but because he's a man and he wants to sing like woman, so sounds like the sound with both man and woman.
Yes, it's true. And also his voice is the sound of a little girl, like a young girl, not like a girl, like a very young child. And the song was a hit in the charts, I think in the 1960s. I think it was about 1960. I don't know, it gives you the date. I can't see the date, but he is, people describe him as scary. And I think so too, but it's quite funny to listen to him singing it. And he's playing a little banjo or banjolele. And yeah, it was a hit. It was a hit, but very, very strange. I'll stop sharing. Oh, I think we're on time actually. Yes, I've just noticed the time. Let me stop sharing the screen with you all. But Gary, thank you for joining in today. Did you find it interesting? You liked it?
Yes, I do.
Oh, excellent.
Like
Thank you. I didn't thank you. Well, thank you for coming, and thank you all of you for coming today. Grace, it was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Really good to meet you. Thank you for coming. And I was talking with Grace and Chloe earlier, but I might do a talk on photography. So Gary, would you be interested if I talked about photography in the future? Photography.
I don't know. Photography.
Photography. Yeah, it's taking photos with a camera. Because I in my other work, I am a photographer. And yeah, and I'm a fashion photographer. So I could share with you some of my fashion photographs and talk about my work. Weston, would you be interested in talking about that, photography?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will suggest it as a topic, maybe for next week or the week after. And then if they say yes, I can, and also if you wanted to ask me questions about your photographs, the reason why is because when we first started and Grace came in the lesson, Grace and I talked about her wonderful photographs of the skyline in the city, and we had a good conversation. So maybe then you can all bring a photograph you like, either you've taken or just a photograph you like, and we can talk about why you like the photograph and if it's a good photograph, or what are the reasons, and I can share with you. I mean, I don't know if I'll just quickly look on my desktop and see if I've got one of my own photos, but I don't, to be honest, I don't think I have anything on my desktop. I can see, no, I don't. So I just moved my screen back, but not today. But yeah, I'll prepare something if they say yes, so we could have a talk about photography, because in reality, photography is everywhere. Just imagine living in a world without photography. It would be quite strange, wouldn't it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just think 100 and, well, no, not 100, maybe I'd say 160 years ago, there was no photography. And the only images people saw were in books, and they were drawings, or they might have seen some paintings in a church or something, but there was no photography. So it's an interesting idea. How would you?
Are there mirror?
A mirror, yes, you could see an image in it. Yes, you're right. That's great. That's a good expression. But how would you? Just a question before we go, and you can think about this. How would you advertise something without a photograph?
To draw.
Yes, exactly. I mean, well, exactly. So it'd be very difficult, but just imagine how difficult it was to advertise, because now we accept it. We think, oh, I will buy these trainers because they look good and I see the photograph. But before, if someone said to you, I have trainers, and you were like, what are trainers? And you'd say, oh, they're shoes. And you'd say, well, I have shoes.
You cannot show the photo.
No, exactly. So you would just have to use language to describe.
Or draw complicated photos with many details.
Complicated drawings. Yeah, it's a very interesting idea, because language has developed in, you know, in lots of ways, and imagery has developed alongside language. And it's a very interesting idea. Well, thank you very much for coming today, all of you. Really, really good to see so many of you in my lesson. I really appreciate you coming to talk with me. Grace, lovely to meet you. I will see you again. And thank you. Chloe, great to talk with you as always. It was great poetry reading there. Really, really good. And Weston, great. Your poetry reading is very good. I think another time we'll do some reading because it's a good exercise. And Gary, thank you. Thank you for coming today, Gary. It's good to see you again. I'm glad you're okay. Okay, I will say goodbye for now. And I will put the Google Translate in the lesson so you could look at some of the words afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. And have a good evening.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, bye now.
Good time. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye. Bye, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye, Weston.
See you
Bye,
next
Grace.
time.
Yes, definitely. Take care.